American Values, Tolerance by Eloy Lopez-Curiel. Tolerance is the acceptance, respect, and appreciation of diversity in beliefs, opinions, cultures, and identities. It is crucial in America for fostering inclusivity, social cohesion, and the protection of individual rights. Tolerance promotes harmonious coexistence, upholds individual freedoms, and contributes to social justice and equality. It encourages dialogue, understanding, and the exchange of ideas, leading to intellectual growth and innovation. Tolerance is an essential value that helps shape a society where all individuals can thrive and contribute to the collective well-being. Toni Morrison, an author and Nobel laureate who explored themes of race, identity, and tolerance in her writings, promoting understanding and empathy. Yo-Yo Ma, a renowned cellist and advocate for arts education and cultural understanding, who promotes tolerance through the universal language of music. Sally Ride, the first American woman in space, who broke barriers and inspired tolerance and acceptance of women in STEM fields. Sandra Day O'Connor, the first female Supreme Court justice, who upheld the principles of equality and tolerance in her judicial decisions. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a Supreme Court justice who dedicated her career to fighting for equality and tolerance, particularly for marginalized groups. Norman Mineta, a politician and advocate for the rights of Japanese Americans, who has worked to promote tolerance and inclusivity. Martin Luther King Jr., a civil rights leader who fought for equality and promoted tolerance among different races and backgrounds. Maya Angelou, a poet, author, and civil rights activist who celebrated diversity and advocated for racial harmony and tolerance. Malala Yousafzai, an activist and Nobel laureate who advocates for girls' education and promotes understanding and tolerance between different cultures and religions. John Lewis, a civil rights leader and congressman who fought for racial equality and promoted tolerance and nonviolence. Jane Addams, a social worker and peace activist who founded Hull House and worked tirelessly to promote tolerance and social justice. Helen Keller, an author and activist who overcame disabilities and championed tolerance, empathy, and understanding for all people. Bayard Rustin, a civil rights activist and organizer who advocated for nonviolent resistance and promoted tolerance and equality for all. Harvey Milk, the first openly gay elected official in California who fought for LGBTQ+ rights and promoted tolerance and inclusivity. Fred Rogers, the creator and host of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, who emphasized the importance of kindness, empathy, and acceptance. Betty Ford, the First Lady who openly discussed her struggles with addiction and advocated for tolerance and support for those dealing with similar challenges. Eleanor Roosevelt, a diplomat and activist who championed human rights and encouraged tolerance and understanding among diverse communities. Dolores Huerta, a labor leader and civil rights activist who fought for farm workers' rights and promoted tolerance and inclusivity. Billy Graham, a prominent Christian evangelist who preached a message of love, forgiveness, and tolerance across religious boundaries. Cesar Chavez, a labor leader and civil rights activist who fought for the rights of farm workers and promoted tolerance and justice. Billie Jean King, a tennis champion and LGBTQ+ rights advocate who fought for equality, tolerance, and acceptance in sports and beyond. Audre Lorde, a writer, feminist, and civil rights activist who celebrated diversity and advocated for the rights of marginalized communities. Andrew Young, a civil rights leader and diplomat who worked for social justice and promoted tolerance and understanding among different communities. Available on Amazon. Thank you for watching or listening. Subscribe to My Locals for exclusive content and increased engagement.